welcome back to my page. I'm Laura with Chocolates Chocolate Designs. Please say hello when you get here. Let me know that you're here and that you're watching the video. And tonight I did a little bit of a would you rather on my page just a few hours ago to ask people what they would like to see this time of year, whether it's going to be autumn, Halloween, Christmas, sublimation. And as I'm going through all the comments, there was a lot of people interested in sublimation. So that's what we're going to do tonight, a sublimation 101. Now that does not mean that I'm an expert. By any means whatsoever, I am not an expert, but I've learned a few things. And I think I can share the things that I have learned with you all tonight, okay? Hi, Pam. Hello, Annette. Hello, Leah, and everybody that's jumping on right now. So glad you're here. Hey, Leanne. So, you guys, there are so many things that you can do with sublimation, and I thought that first, hi, Dottie. Hello, Joni. Hello, Vicky. The keyword for tonight, y'all, is heat. H-E-A-T. Type heat in the comments to get the supply list for the things that we're using tonight. Hi, Tammy and Frankie. So on our site, sublimation is something that's fairly new, but it's pretty darn awesome because there's a lot that you can do with it. Hi, Brenda. Hello, everybody. Hi, Joanne and Maxine and Mary. There are so many things that you can do with it, and we've done a few projects with it already in the past, but we're going to do a few more tonight because it's been a while since we've done this, okay? So let me go ahead and show you guys some of the newer, actually let's take a look at all of the new heat set transfers that just came in with our autumn collection, because I've got them all right here. Hi, Diane. Hi, Missy. Hi, James. Hello, Robin. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry if I missed your name, you guys. Hello and welcome. I just saw that you said one or two. I'm going with four, though. I had a lot of people that said sublimate. Hi, James. So we've got this one right here for football that just came in. This is from our autumn collection. Then we've got a Santa, St. Nick one, and that one says Feeling Jolly on there. And then we've got the Scarecrow. And these three we are actually not going to use tonight, but I do have them. We're going to be using the others. So we do have a Halloween one that looks just like this. Hi, Carolyn. Hello, Nancy. Heat is the keyword. I love this one. This one is called the Tiered Pumpkins Heat Transfer. And each one in this size, the 8.5 by 11, comes in a 2-pack. So if you pull this out of here and it feels like one sheet, double check it because it's two in a package, but it always feels like it's one because these are so incredibly thin. So we're going to use that one tonight. And we're also going to be doing the Ghost. This is the Ghost Friend Heat Transfer. So cute. Love the floral print on there. Hi, Christine. We're also going to be doing because these are so fast and easy, you guys. We can probably knock out, I don't know, half a dozen projects in 45 minutes. No kidding. So fast and so easy. This one is the Autumnal Centerpiece Heat Transfer. And you guys, the other great thing about these is that if these are chalk designs, like the ones that I'm showing tonight, these are absolutely ones where you could purchase the heat set transfer, you can sublimate onto a surface, and you can sell those at craft fairs, okay? However, the ones that are oh my gosh, the collaboration ones, you can't do that. Those are for personal use only, but you can give those away as gifts. All right, then we've also got, and you remember they're backwards in the package. This is a C-sized one, or what did they say? A 12 by 18, right here. And remember, it looks backwards. Okay, so this one right here, and these only come in a single pack when they're the larger size. Hi, Lori. And then this one right here is my favorite. It's called the Blossoms Chinosery. I don't even know how to say that, but it's so stinking beautiful. All right, now let's talk about what you're going to need to do a heat set transfer. First of all, you're going to need a surface. And you can go on the site, we have a few. And you're going to want to look for the ones that say that they are heat set. Or there are a few that you read the description on them and it'll say that it works with both sublimation and our regular chalk transfers. Those ones will work, like the beer koozies, the can koozies, you guys. It's not just for beer, but they're koozies. Those ones will work for both. So we're going to use that tonight. I've also got some shirts that I got from Amazon. These come in a 5-pack. I had a pack of large still, so we're going to make a shirt tonight. We're also going to make a slim can cooler tonight. We're going to do a mug tonight because I've got some mugs. Your favorite's the Blossom one. Hi, Cassie. We're going to do a mug because I got some mugs. Then these were on clearance at the Hobby Lot, or at the Michael's store. And there's a ton of other things that you can absolutely use. And so I'm going to show you guys kind of my bin of possibilities. This, you guys, is the bin of possibilities right here. Let's look at some other things you can make with sublimation. You can do earrings. You can do cooling towels. Most of this stuff I got at the Hobby Lobby or at Michael's or on Amazon. You can do little makeup bags. Let's see. This is a flag, and I got these on Amazon. Those of you who had purchased some bundles earlier, my patriotic bundles, got some flags in there. These are sublimation. You can do mouse pads. You can do tea towels. Let's see here. Can koozies, bookmarkers, wind spinners, puzzles, glass, oh my gosh, glass cutting boards, pillowcases, tote bags, or you just throw your stuff around and pick up whatever it is and then do something sublimate with that. Dog collars even. You got, or dog bandanas. There are so many things you can use sublimation on. It's absolutely amazing. Working on redoing a wall in the craft room. Oh, I have to check a look at that. I'll have to take a look at that, Amanda. I will have to take a look at that. So, those are all the things. Those are a few of the amazing things you can sublimate on. Let me show you real quick what we've done so far. Some of the crafts that I still have around here, because some of you guys have had questions. So that's what the puzzle looks like when it's already done. We did the birds on that one. Yeah, a wind spinner. This is done on a non-sublimation surface. This is just one of our napkins that's on the site, and I just wrapped it around a canvas board and made a sign with it. And you can see that when you do it on something that's not polyester, it's not as bright and vibrant, but it still works and it's still gorgeous. Okay, same transfer. It came in a 2-pack. One of them on a sublimation surface and one of them not on a sublimation surface. And then I did that same one on a white cloth. Okay, again, not as vibrant when it's not polyester. And if it's not polyester, then you can't wash it. So non-polyester stuff is just going to be for decorative purposes. If it's something that you might want to wash, like a t-shirt, it needs to have at least, I think it's 65% polyester. All right. Then before we get started with our project, you guys, really quick, let me show you some tools that you're going to need to do this. Okay, and I've got several tools. Number one, the smallest, the easiest for miniature projects is either a mini press from a Cricut mini press or a little bitty mini iron. These are great. Yes, we're gonna do canvas tonight, Leah. We are gonna do canvas tonight because you asked me about that. So this is just a little bitty iron, mini iron. You can also use one of these big old heat presses. This is a 9x12. This is fantastic for doing shirts because when you have an 8.5x11 design, then it makes it easy to be able to press it all at one time. If you don't have one that's this big, then you're going to put it down and then lift it up and then do it on the other section, okay? So this is a 9x12. Then we've also got, maybe some of you guys have got a smaller one This is the 9x9. Both of them work the exact same way. This one's a lot lighter though and easier to use than the 9x12. On board painted with, yes it can be. Yes it can. But I would let that sit for a full 24 hours before you try to sublimate on it. Alright, then if you're doing mugs, you're going to want something like this. This is a mug press. This is the one that I've got. These are available on Amazon. But I do believe you can also put them in like a toaster oven and heat set them that way. However, you do not want to put them in an oven that you're going to be cooking with because sublimation stuff does let off a fume that can be toxic. So you don't want to put food in the same oven that you do sublimation with, okay? Or if you don't have any of those things, then maybe, just maybe, you got one of these. Because this thing will work as well, okay? So if you just have one of these, you can absolutely do sublimation if you have an iron. Just a regular old iron, okay? All right, so let's dig into this. And I'm going to figure out which one of these we're going to do first. I have a lot of machines, yes. I do. And not enough space for everything. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I think the first one that we're going to do here is the shirt. Because I love, love, love doing shirts. So I've got my heat press here. If you guys are unfamiliar with this particular machine or you're not sure if you want to get one or not, you're going to turn it on with the little power button there. And then you've got one that's a temperature and one that's a timer. And you're up and down. And here's your thing that's going to tell you your temperature and your time. For doing a shirt, you're going to want to set your temperature at, oh, you guys, what is it? 300 and, I'm going to look on here because this is going to tell me for a shirt. 360 degrees for 70 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to push my temperature first, and it's at 360, and then push my clock, and it's at 60 seconds. Okay, so this is exactly where I need it to be to do a shirt with this tonight. We're just going to let that go. My foot pads are falling off. And I'm missing two of them. I'm going to find those. Probably threw them away because I didn't know what they were. All right. You have a fake Cricut heat press. That works all the same. Thank you so much, Donna. All right, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. And let's look at some things that we need to prepare our surface. Because this right here, we don't want to heat this up. We want to prepare our surface for this, okay? So we're going to grab our t-shirt, just like so. This one's a large. This is a sublimation shirt. This is 100% polyester. And me personally, I like polyester shirts. I think that they feel like super soft and smooth, okay? Then you need to have some kind of a mat or a towel or something to put in between the layers of your shirt, okay? So just like this, and we're going to put it right there, directly below the collar and directly across from your armpits is where you want your design to be. You love your, I do too. I love my heat press. I asked for one for Christmas. Hi, Noemi! What's my Whatnot name? Okay, you guys, for those of you who are not yet following me on Whatnot, I am still working on that daily, trying to get things going. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my link for Whatnot right in the comments. And I'm going to pin it so you guys can all follow me on Whatnot, okay? Well, let me pin it. You won't let me pin it. I can't pin it. All right, I can't pin it, but there it is. There it is, you guys. I just put it in the comments. You guys can go ahead and follow me on Whatnot, okay? I've been adding a lot of stuff to there lately. And I thought it was just going to be a transfer sale on Sunday, but I think it's going to be so much more. Hi, Joanne. All right, so we're putting that right in the center there, and we want that to where it is directly below that collar line. And then right in the middle. the design image went through onto your heat mat a little bit. That happened to me too. That happened to me too. So in order to avoid that, you guys, if you're putting your transfer down, your heat set transfer, and it goes through the polyester shirt, it can actually put the image onto that mat or that towel that you've got underneath that. So to prevent that from happening, I'm going to grab out 2 pieces. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm going to grab out 2 pieces. Carol, I'm sorry I couldn't help more. I am just overwhelmed with that whatnot stuff. Yes, it's just for selling at auctions, I believe. Yeah. Yay! All right, I'm going to grab out 2 pieces of parchment paper. Now, you can use Teflon sheets if you want to. I did not get my IRS problem fixed. I was on the phone on hold for an hour today, and they still never answered my call, and I couldn't wait any longer. So I got to try again tomorrow. It's crazy. All right, 2 pieces of parchment paper, you guys. And I'm going to put one on the inside of the shirt over top of that mat. This is going to keep the transfer image from going through onto my mat and transferring onto anything else, okay? Why am I struggling so badly with a piece of parchment paper? Hi, Donna. Yeah, you guys, an hour on hold. Last time when I got a hold of them, it was like, we'll call you back. This time it was like, nope, hold please. I went to like an hour and 15 minutes, and then I was like, okay, but we have to go and get your hair cut today. Evan's hair was so long, it was driving me insane. All right, there we go. Piece of parchment paper right there. Our heat press. Hold on, I got to change this location. It's up too high now. Our mat right in place. Parchment paper covering it. Here we go. Hi, Katie. How are you doing? And then we're going to grab out whatever transfer we want to do. Now, this one right here is the one that I chose for tonight. The keyword for tonight is heat. H-E-A-T. Hi, Donna. H-E-A-T. So we're going to open this up. Well, hi, Paxton. How are you? How can the heat mat be cleaned? That's something, Pam, that I don't know. I've never cleaned mine. And I think that that's probably a question for either ChatGPT or YouTube. Because I really don't know. Really, honestly, don't know if those can be cleaned. All right. Remember, it comes in a 2-pack. So we're only going to grab one of these out. And it looks very, very faint on the paper. Once you actually get this heat set, it changes the entire look of the design. Oh, Leah, that's okay. We'll fix it tomorrow. All right, I'm going to have to put this one back in the package at some point in time. It's hard to get just one out at a time. Okay, and before you do anything else with this, well, welcome. You do want to make sure that it's placed right where you want it, that it's squared up and centered where you want it. And then you need to take some sublimation tape. This I got at Hobby Lobby. This came with some of my machines. As long as it's a heat transfer tape, then it's good. So this is heat transfer tape from the Hobby Lobby. It's not expensive at all, but you want to make sure that you get this tape down to your textile. Hi, Lynn. How are you doing? I love these heat set transfers, you guys. Love them. And one more down here at the bottom. Let's make sure that it's still on the mat. It is. It is. Hi, Carolyn from Texas. Clean mine with Dawn dish soap and most come off. Enough that it hasn't bled. Okay, that's good to know. Hi, Rosie. I'm first day back to watching my grandson. I've had him overnight. Ooh, took him a bit to fall asleep. I get that. When my kid's home, I'm having a struggle getting them to go to bed. All right, here we go. Another piece of parchment paper right over the top. And now my heat press is all ready to go. And we're just going to put this right on here. You don't want to move it, okay? We're going to give it some pressure, and we're going to start our timer. Okay? You don't want to move it around. If you happen to have a smaller heat press, then you're going to do one area and then lift and then do the next area. If you're doing a regular iron, it's a little bit more tricky because you got to do it in sections and you're going to go and lift each time, and it takes a little bit longer with a regular iron. No steam, you guys. No steam. I wouldn't recommend this with a regular iron, but it can be done. I get most of my sublimation stuff at the Hobby Lobby. These shirts I picked up on Amazon because it was a 5-pack for like 20 bucks, which to me is a really good price for shirts, you guys. Oh, carpet cleaner. That's actually a good idea. We got 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left. You'll hear a beep when it's done. Sticky ink mats you spray with Dawn Power Wash. Use the chalkboard scraper and scrape the gunk off, and then I rinse it under water. Yep, for the sticky mats, yes. All right, you guys, pull off your parchment paper. Maybe fan this a little bit because it's going to be hot. And then we're just going to go ahead and... I'm amazed every time. I get my shirts on Amazon. I'm amazed every time. Let's just pull off. The color, I'm telling you what. We're going to pull off this heat set transfer. And you guys, look at all of that ink is now on the shirt. Okay? I think that this is so cool and so fun. Now I can pull this part out. And I don't know why I'm pulling it out from the collar, but I am. And this part I'm going to throw away. I won't reuse that. All right, you guys. Oh my word. Look at how gorgeous, how vibrant that transfer is. So let me show you what it looks like on the paper. When you first get it, it looks like this. It looks like it's so bland and boring. And as soon as you put it, some heat to it, and you put it on polyester, look at how the color just comes right out of that design. Oh my goodness. So incredibly beautiful. And I'm blown away every time because I have no idea how it's going to turn out until I actually do it. And that is so cute. Y'all, I'll be wearing this very, very soon. I love it. I love it. Ooh. All right. So shirts are simple. They are so easy to do. I can come in here in the morning and I can make a shirt in 5 minutes and have something new to wear as long as I've got the heat set transfers to do it. And a couple extra polyester shirts laying around. So incredibly easy. All sublimation is incredibly easy. All right, what is our next project? I'm trying to think. Let's do the garden flag. Because the garden flag is big, and it's bigger than my press. So, let me show you guys how to do that. So this is the garden flag. It's available on my site, you guys. And this happens to be bigger than my heat press is. It's bigger than my heat mat is. And I didn't think this through, so give me a second. Hold on. I'm just going right to the closet right here. Right here. See, I'm back already. Hold, please. All right. So instead of using, they are 100% polyester, yes. Instead of using that mat that I used for the last project, I'm going to go ahead. Hi, Diane. And I'm going to use a towel. Now, I have specific towels that I use just for business that are filled with all sorts of ink and stuff. These are not our bath towels, you guys. These are just for doing chalk. And they're a wreck, okay? And that's okay. So instead of using that pad, we're going to use just a regular old towel today. And I want to make sure that there's not a right or a wrong side on here, okay? But before I put down my transfer on this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to iron this out a little bit. The key word for tonight is heat. H-E-A-T, heat. We're going to iron this out and make it as flat as we possibly can. Get those wrinkles out of there from being folded in the package. And the only reason that I use the parchment paper, you guys, is just because if I have any ink or anything on my Paxton, send me a message and then a time when you're available for a chat tomorrow and we can talk, okay? I don't have like a set message to kind of walk you through all the basics, but we can definitely jump on a live chat and I can answer all your questions. But by the time I'm done with this tonight, I need to go to sleep. I'm an East Coaster and it's late. All right, we want to get that nice and flat. Please just send me a message. Oh, it's still not nice and flat. I'm still missing some spots down here. Every once in a while, though, I might get some ink on the bottom. Like you can see, I've got a spot right there of something. Putting down parchment paper is just going to guarantee that I don't accidentally transfer that over onto my design. All right, hopefully we've got that done. Oh, it's still a little bit. Can you do both sides of the garden flag? From what I understand, yes. People have had success doing both sides. All right, when it comes to the garden flag, make sure that your tag is on the bottom. You can cut this thing off if you want to. And that your top has the loops for looping through your garden flag hook, okay? Make sure you do that because you don't want this to be upside down. Thank you, Lucy. What didn't work for you? Oh, doing both sides of it didn't work for you? I haven't tried both sides, but somebody said that you could. All right, we're going to use this one here. This is the Harvest Happiness one. And to me, this already looks extremely vibrant. So let's see how this turns out once we get it on here. Now remember, these ones are the larger ones, and they only come one to a package. Each package is generally $10. If you're a Perks member, you're going to get 30% off your order all day, every day. And we do have some heat set transfers that are currently on sale right now from a previous collection that are even cheaper. All right, I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to end it right where that stitch is at on the bottom, just like so. And then again, we want to make sure that we're using our tape. Tape this down, because if you don't, and your press moves at all, and the paper clings to it in any way, it's going to move it out of place, and then it's going to mess up your design, and you don't want that. Here we go, almost there. I want to have at least a couple pieces on the side. And at least a piece or two on the top and the bottom. All right, you guys. Here we go. Again with the parchment paper. And I can move my paper, y'all. I can move my paper. So we're going to go ahead and this time, though, you want to look at... I already threw it away. You want to look at what it says on this for how much for your time and your temperature. You want to look at the actual packaging. And it says on here So this is telling you with an iron 4 minutes. And it's telling you what to do with ink. So it doesn't tell you what to do with the with this. So we're going to go ahead and just try the same as what we did with the shirt, okay? So 360 for 60 seconds is what I'm going to try. If you use the glow-in-the-dark paste on the flag, you can, yes, you can. Then you can heat set it. Yes, you can. All right, so we're going to just go ahead and put this down right here. I'm going to press my button, and we're going to go 60 seconds on this side, on the top part, okay? Like I said, if you've got the smaller one, you can do this with shirts too. We don't want to move it around. 90 seconds? Okay. We can always check it to see if 60 is enough, but you said 90 seconds. Lucy is saying 90 seconds works best with these flags. So we'll give it an extra 30. I probably should not be drinking energy drinks right now. Hi, Kathy. Last night, I did not get to sleep until like 2:30 in the morning. I had so much going through my mind, I just could not sleep. And I still got up with my alarm at... No, I didn't. I only snoozed my alarm twice today. That's all. Only twice. Only twice. All right, you guys, we're almost at 90 seconds. Sarah says only done 60 ever. I mean, an extra 30 seconds is not going to hurt it. Worst case scenario, it's going to melt my mat that's underneath this. All right. There we go. We're going to lift it straight up, you guys. Pull our parchment down. And then we're going to do the same thing. Oop. See right there, that's why you want to tape it. Same thing. Oop. On the bottom. Do you need to spray a protectant over it if it's outside? No, Janelle. You do not have to spray a protectant over it if it's outside. This ink actually absorbs into the fabric, and it might fade in the sunlight. So if you want to get something that's going to like be an anti-fade, but you don't have to. You saw Brittany. I was on there too on Whatnot. I was watching Brittany too. I absolutely was. I need to learn how to do this stuff. So I was on there trying to watch and learn. And I think Amy and Zach are on right now. I got to watch them too. Figure it all out. We're going to give this side 90 seconds too, just to be sure, because I don't want to do this to do one side longer than the other. Yours is faded out to no color at all. Huh. I'll have to hang one outside and do a test. Just to see. All right, we're almost to 90 seconds, you guys. All right. 90 seconds, we've got the whole thing pressed. And my board is still intact underneath there. Oh, girl, I'm still trying to figure out how Whatnot works. And how I can get my tax stuff all figured out so I can actually get paid. Oh, my goodness. Y'all. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. So, Sue, I'm under Brittany Tilton. And Brittany is under Amy, and Amy is under Bree. That's how our line goes. I don't know who everybody's under there. Okay, so there's our banner. How stinking gorgeous is that for the fall? And here's another idea. If you guys are going to make some of these to sell these at craft fairs, I would say grab some embellishments. Grab some glitter or something and just add some rhinestones or some fake, some like glue some stuff onto there just to decorate this up even more than what it already is. But I mean, it's gorgeous just as is. But I would bling this up just a little bit to make it a little extra. You know what I mean? Grandsons have shirts. I made them a year ago and they still awesome. Lucy says 90 seconds pulls even more of the color out of there. And I love that. That turned out great, you guys. I love how gorgeous the colors are. I love how bright and vibrant these are. All right, so there's number 2. What should we do next? What other ones do I have in mind? I don't remember. All right, next up, oh, let's do this one. I turned that one off. A messy bow with yours. Great idea. Make some bows to go with them. All right, I'm turning on my smaller heat press now. I can only have one machine going at a time, so I'm hoping that that one heats up to where I want it. Isn't that beautiful? All right, we're going to use this one right here next. This is the ghost. And I have an idea for this ghost that I'm hoping works out really, really well. But we're just going to see. We're going to see. I'm going to try to just pull one of these out of here, but that usually doesn't work very well. Look at that. I actually did it. How much would I sell the flags for? You know what, Darlene? I didn't look. Hold on. So a garden flag is $15 retail on the site. And the transfer is $10 retail on the site. So you're looking at $25 retail cost. And then you're also going to want like your time. I would say, I don't even know. It was a Sublimation fabric flag. It was the ones that are available on our website right now. I don't know. Because it really depends on so many things. For example, your area, as to how much you could get for it. So it's on Amazon and put them around the garden. There you go. So when it comes to pricing stuff for vendor events, you really have to know your audience and your area that you live in, and how much you can actually get for the items. So it's really hard for me to tell you how to price it. I would probably do $35. But I would be a Perks member and get that 30% off to make a little bit more money on there. Want to do a yard flag now, but get one ordered with... Yeah, absolutely. All right, this thing curled, and I think it's because my board was hot. And it started curling on me. It's weird. Okay, let's see what we're going to do with this one. Where's my surface? Here it is, you guys. We're going to make... I don't know why I rolled that up. Yeah, I do. We're going to bring this back over here. You can't find me on there, Tracy. I put the link in the comments. I'm putting it in there again so you guys can follow me around and whatnot. This is a Sublimation Slim Can Cooler. So if you guys know me, you know that I like to drink my energy drinks, and they're in slim cans. These are Alani's. Love my energy drinks, you guys. And these slim can coolers are going to be great for these really, really super hot days. Holy moly, you guys, it was 101 today when Evan and I left the house. And I thought, why not make one of these Halloween style? Okay. Oh, you meant Sarah. Okay. So I've already measured this out, and I can see that my ghost will fit right on this slim can koozie. Right there. Okay. And so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and cut off our edges first. Okay, Sandy. So can you get those garden flag holders at Dollar Tree though? Because I thought for sure that Dollar Tree sold those. And then you can bundle it all as a set. All right, we're going to cut off this white area here of the heat set transfer because we're going to wrap this all the way around. Oh my gosh, Amanda, I don't know what's going on with that. I can send you the cart link again like I did last night. It's still up. I don't delete my cart link until the next day, just in case anybody has an issue with that. Okay. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my ghost right down on here, on my can cooler, and I'm going to wrap this around and I'm going to tape it on the back side. Now, you guys, I am so just winging this to see what happens. Let me make sure my ghost is definitely covered. Right there. And I'm pulling that as tight as I possibly can, and then I'm going to give that a good piece of tape, okay? Hi, Dale. Is Carol sleeping? She said she wasn't feeling too well today. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and find the bottom of this. We're just going to cut off the excess. And I'm doing it just like this. And let's just see how it turns out. Because you guys, like I said, I'm no expert. But look at this. I'm going to make some earrings with this piece. Oh, and maybe some with this piece too. Let's not throw them away. Because we can make things with these little scrap pieces. Why not? Why not if you can? All right. Again, I'm going to put the parchment down there. I'm going to do the ghost side first. In South Dakota, it was 100 to 104 in some places. And the humidity was really hot. Same here in Michigan. It was really, really hot. Really hot. Oh, I didn't have this head enough. Darn it. Whoops. Or for long enough. Hold, please. I was just asking John tonight, I said, is there any way to get more power in this room, like so I can run all my devices at one time? Can you just like go in there and mess with the electrical so I can plug in everything before I even start and have everything heated up and, you know, run the power up like I'm cooking something in here that's going to cost a little bit more than $25 at a vendor fair? If you guys catch my drift. Be a side hustle. Behind the vehicle. Behind the tent. No, I wouldn't do that. Carol had to go earlier when she was watching Amy's live because she was tired. July was cutting the nail yesterday and I did one side of the chicken this morning. Love how it came out. I love that. Awesome. All right, we're going to grab another piece of parchment paper here and put this right on top of this guy. And then let's see, I've got my smaller heat press now, my little one, and we're going to press this. I'm going to go 80 seconds at 360 degrees and see what happens. Your Arizona friends are suffering very hot in Sioux Falls today. Evan and I went out shopping today, you guys, and I don't mind shopping when it's a hot day. Because at least you're in a store. And we got his hair cut. Other than that, we stayed home and in the air conditioner. Brother and sister-in-law are here visiting the family in North Dakota. He told me he was ready to go back to Arizona. Oh my goodness. All right, we still have 45 seconds, and this is just on one side. Then we're going to flip this over because I want this to be double-sided. So, Peg, I do have a surge protector, and I know that if I have two heat presses on at the same time, then it will blow my surge protector. So I don't even try anymore. But I put everything through a surge protector. That's part of having electricity in the family. My husband, my brother, nephew, son-in-law, and grandson. I can get power wherever I want. I love that for you, Denise. John's uncle is an electrician, and he's retired. And he would come over and do that for us, no problem. But John doesn't like to bother him. I'm like, I'll bother away. Hi, Yolanda. All right, you guys, I'm going to very carefully just flip this. We're going to do the other side and just see what happens. Because honest to goodness, I have no idea. I am totally winging it tonight with this project. And just to see if I can make an awesome can koozie for Halloween. And I think it's going to look pretty cool. No! There's a gnat. Can't stand the gnats, you guys. All right, we got still like a minute left. A little less than a minute. And then we can get on to the next one. Next we're going to do a mug. And then we're going to try canvas. So I had somebody send me a message not long ago asking if you can sublimate on canvas. And I said, I think so. I don't see any reason why you can't. So we're going to try it tonight together so that you guys all know if in fact you can sublimate on canvas. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. All right, we're down to our last 10 seconds. Okay, hold on with me. Don't go anywhere. Y'all want to see how this can koozie turns out. All I did was wrap that paper around it. And then heat set both sides. So let's see. Let's see what happens. It's time for the reveal, you guys. Are you ready? Carol's going to be like, girl, I sent you gloves. Why are you not wearing your gloves? It is definitely best practice, y'all, to have your gloves on. Most especially when working with a mug like we're going to do next. But this is super hot. I think it worked. And I think it worked really, really well. You guys. It's like opening a present. That's what I'm thinking, but he's not sure if the wire is big enough to be able to handle a bigger breaker. All right, so I managed to get my line on this side almost perfectly in the middle. I think she fell asleep, Dale. So on the back side of this, we do have our flowers there. We've got our crease almost perfectly in the middle. And then here we go for our can koozie. Look how stinking cute that is. And that was so easy to make, you guys. That was so incredibly easy. Do you love that? So easy. And it's literally, I mean, there's a little bit of white there on the bottom, but your can's going to be on the bottom of that. Other than that, like even the sides, it went right to the stitching on both sides of that. That is fantastic. My husband is laughing and listening and saying that surge protector, call out for help every time you're in your craft room. Yes! Y'all, I'm going to love this. I am going to love this right here when we're out camping at Halloween and I've got my cute little can koozie to put my can in. Well, I want to put it in here, but these gloves do not make it easy because the can's not sliding in my hand. Look how cute! Oh, I love it. I so love it. Okay, so there's the can koozie. There's the can koozie with that. And like I said, I'm going to make earrings with these scrap pieces that came off of there. And look at you guys. Ah! That turned out great, didn't it? Okay, so next up, the last one that we're going to do on a sublimation surface is actually a mug. Now, mugs, you do need to do a little bit differently than some of the other things. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I showed that to you tonight. Let's open these up. Let's hope that these fit in my mug press because I think that they're quite tight. They are quite tight in my mug press. So in here I have 2 mugs. We're only going to do one tonight. Just plain mugs, okay? I'm going to keep the box because if I sell this mug, I'm going to want to be able to ship it in the box, right? And I'll keep paper too. That stuff's inside. You got to get another heat mat. They make a big difference. All right, so for the mug, I'm actually going to measure this, okay? Just because I don't want to use more of my transfer than what I need to. So I'm going to take a tape measure and I'm going to measure from the bottom to the top, and we've got 4 1/4 inches to cover the entire thing. Clean it with alcohol first. Thank you, Lucy. 4 1/4 inches for this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this transfer here, this gorgeous one, and we're going to cut this up into pieces. We're going to use this on a bunch of different stuff. Hi, Pam. And I'm just going to go straight from the bottom. And I'm going to measure 4 1/4 inches is right there. I want to make sure that I get this straight, so I'm using the lines on my board here. 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4. How many ticks is that now? 1/4? It's 4 and some ticks. 4 and 2 ticks. 4 and 2 tickers is 4 1/4. Right there, you guys. 4 and 2 ticks is 4 1/4. Now I'm looking for my X-Acto knife because I know I've got one. There it is. Sorry, I always have medical info, but at least it's good news to say, yes, Kim, I'm so glad. That is great news. All right, and then you guys, I know I made it 4 1/4. Oh, sticky, 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 don't take, oh. Be careful with the sticky on this thing, you guys, because it can mess up your heat transfer if you're not careful. You understand, tickers? Okay, I'm glad you guys understand my measurement. Now I'm going to take just a little bit off the bottom where it's just white right there. Oh, Carol is here. And I'm going to skim a little bit off the bottom just so we have an area where our tape can go. Because you need to tape this off. And you need to make sure that you've got a little bit of surface area for your tape to sit on to do a mug. Now, Carol gave me all of my inspiration for this, all of the... How did I cut that so short? You guys, I am nowhere near 4 1/4. What? I did 3 1/4. Oh no! Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. Let's do this again. And this time let's just do 4. Measure twice, cut once. Shucks a daisies. Well, now I'm going to have more earrings out of that one. Or some bookmarkers or something. I know, right, sissy? Bummer. Let's try it again. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 is right here. Now that looks much more like the size that we need. Much more like it. I don't know how it didn't even dawn on me that the other one was too small. It's okay. Yes. Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. All right, and then we need to figure out how big it's going to be wrapped around. And I actually only need to cut off a little bit, pretty much just the white on each side. I know I should have done that. Do you buy teardrop wood blanks for earrings from Team Talk on them? Oh, okay. Can't you wrap it around them? Yeah, you not that big of one. You want a table runner. That would be gorgeous. All right, I'm just going to cut off the white parts on both sides of this because there's plenty of it. And the white's not going to show up anyhow. There we go. More earrings or bookmarks or something else. Oh, thank you, Carol. I love making earrings too. You guys can't tell I love earrings. I love earrings. All right, you guys, here we go. I was told, hi Trish. I was told and warned to use rubbing alcohol first. So here we go. I do have rubbing alcohol. Yep, that's the alcohol. I have one that's water and one that's alcohol. Just to remove any of your fingerprints or any oils that might be on here. It's going to help your transfer to be on there even better. And then I'm probably going to touch it again anyway because that's what I do. Stain, then chalk, then even rub and... Ooh! Ooh, Carol says some of the things from Temu will bubble up on you. All right, I'm going to grab out a piece of tape first. This is my thicker tape. I'm going to put my tape right on my sublimation surface to start. How much for your apple cider print? Gosh, Kim, I think I listed it on my Whatnot page for $45, I think. But I'm not 100% sure what I put it on there for. It was going to be in the sale, but you can always message me ahead of time. All right, there we go. So just going around. Just like that, you guys. I feel like I should cut that even more. Hold, please. It's just slightly too long and was not going. Oh, I could have moved the other side over. Either way. Is there a right side up? With the flower print, I really don't think so. Because they kind of go. Yes, there is. And mine is so not right side up, Lucy. Thank you, girl. Let's just start this over here instead then. So that it's right side up. All right, Kim. There we go. Thank you, Lucy. I cut it just short of the handles, Carol. Just like that. Now, with this right here, you want to make sure that the entire sublimation is taped, like, basically airtight on here, okay? I was getting there, Carol. So I've got some of the smaller tape. And we're going to go all the way around the top. All the way around the top with this tape. And tape that print right down really, really well. Oh, I see what you're saying. So for mugs, you don't want any air to get in there underneath that. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. And this is also going to keep it from catching in my mug press. Where I just don't want it to tear the paper and pull up. Okay, so all the way along the bottom. I'm good, Carol. Now if I try to pull the tape back up, if you're telling me that, then what's going to happen is that I'm going to rip my transfer. Carol says do these inside pieces first. I'm going to knot and hope for the best. So Whatnot is, it's for both for bidding and it's for auction and for buy it now. And I'm going to have it set up for both things in different ways. All right, so we are taping the life out of this thing. So there's no air bubbles or anything getting in here. And I already went ahead and I set that thing. Now we're going to check. It depends on what the seller wants to do. And I missed it. A friend of mine made me some fantastic mugs with sublimation. We're gonna look. It looks to me like it's pulled really tight. I'm gonna go with that. It's tight all the way around. It's holding on there. I have faith that this is gonna work. And I'm gonna check the box to figure out the timing of this and how long that this needs to be. Okay. And it's telling me it's going to be extremely hot. Carefully follow instructions, but we're not going to tell you how long it needs to go in for. I want to say it was quite a while though. Does anybody know? Because it doesn't say on here. Just for adult use only. It is a learning curve, you guys. I got my cup one on Amazon. Got it on Amazon. We're going to use our gloves, though. Becky says she's heard reviews that the yellow tape leaves marks afterwards. Well, we're going to find out. Fortunately for me, till your light goes off. Oh, that makes sense. But it's got a timer on this thing, too. "180 seconds," Lucy says, is what she usually does on her mugs. Okay. Yes, using a mug press and my gloves, you guys. Let's bring this up here. Here's my mug press. Currently I have it set for 360 degrees. Let's move the temperature up. Ooh, no, maybe not. It's giving me like a, hey, girl, that's a bit too much. Well, let's move our time up though. 180 seconds. Because we have the ability to do that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now I can take my mug very carefully, you guys. And these mugs are kind of tight sliding in here. I just slide it right into the mug press. Just like that. You guys can see it sitting in there. There's the handle sitting out. And then we're just going to press to go. And it squeezes that mug right down in there and it heats it up. And it's going to heat it up for 180 seconds. And then we're going to see what happens with it. Okay? There we go. Mine is an HTV RONT. HTV RONT. Are you hoping to use butcher black paper on the mug? I don't think so. Someone make me a cup of hot tea, please. Oh yeah, I'll take risks. For sure. Hopefully, as long as it doesn't explode in my face, we're good. We're good. All right, you guys, we're going to do one more project as soon as this one's done. And it should be a very, very, very quick project. We're going to experiment tonight because I've had a question about this. And I have a piece of canvas, okay? Regular old piece of canvas. And we're going to try tonight to put a sublimation transfer on a piece of canvas and see what happens. Just see. All right, we've got, I think it's 80 some seconds left. You have the same one? I think I got Amazon Prime deals, you guys, and it was really, really inexpensive. Heat is the keyword, though, H-E-A-T. You can purchase these heat set transfers on my site right now if you love these designs. And if you want to get 30% off all day, every day, join Perks. It's $20 a month, and then every month you get $20 back in product credit. And so you spend $20, you get $20 back, you get 30% off. And there's no obligation, none whatsoever. So you can join Perks today, place an order on the site, get the 30% off, and then if you don't want to stay in Perks, you can cancel it as soon as your order's over and still take advantage of having that 30% off, which is fantastic. So in my mind, I just don't see how I don't see why anybody would ever purchase full price on the site, like ever. We're down to 13 seconds, you guys. Yes, I can do tumblers in this press. Carol does hers for 3 minutes. We're going to try it in 180 seconds. And see what happens. And you guys, having heat protectant gloves with ceramic is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Extremely important. So let's see if 180 seconds was enough or if it wasn't enough. And I'm going to turn my other press back on now that I turned this one off. So yes, you guys, I've got a lot of machines. Oh, 180 seconds is 3 minutes. Okay, we did 3 minutes. Thank you, Carol. I am not thinking straight right now. Oh no! She said I keep repeating as long as it doesn't explode. All right, let me find the end of some tape here. And we're just going to see if I did a good job or if I didn't. Oh, but there's Perks now, Carol. There is Perks now. Perks is amazing. Used to be, yeah, when I joined, it was only designer ship for 40% discount or club member with no discount. And I was like, I'll take the designer ship. And then it led to this. It led to this. All right, we're just pulling off our tape so we can do the reveal. You added that to your Amazon wish list. There you go. This is still extremely hot, you guys. I am feeling the heat. I am feeling the heat from this thing even now. It's probably going to take a good 10 minutes for this thing to cool down. So I'm definitely trying to be careful. So far I don't have any yellow on there from this tape. Oh, absolutely, Carol. She's like, I wish I would have gone live 7 years ago instead of waiting. Yes. Okay, I finally got it. I feel like we could have actually gone a little bit longer. But I am still quite happy. Like on the bottom down here, it's faded. Maybe that's why Carol was saying to do the sides or the edges first. But have to pay the $20 a month to get the 30%. Yes, you do. You pay the $20 a month to get the 30% discount. But every single month when you pay the $20, you get $20 to use in product credit. But you guys, I think that mug is stunning. I had the temperature set for 370. I still love this. I still think that turned out really, really well. Super, super, super cute pattern, right? That looks great on a mug. Looks fantastic on a mug. I love it. I love it. And I feel like I could, yeah, you guys, there's still so much ink on here that I actually think I'm probably going to save this and use this for yet another project, because really, yep, it's ghosted on the bottom. You've done 390. Okay, so maybe I didn't do enough, but I think I can still use quite a bit of the ink that's still on that transfer. All right, you guys, last but not least, let's try, hi Denise, let's try and let's see if you can sublimate on a canvas. Oh, I am not touching that mug either. That's hot, really hot. So this is the transfer that I have picked out to do this. What size mug? Oh, I don't know what size it is. It's a big one. I don't know what size it is, though. Oh, I know that, Carol. I know. It won't come out very dark. I know that much. But I'm still going to try it because I feel like there's still some ink on there. And I can use it as a background for maybe some of the chalk transfer designs. And I could still make that, I don't know, I could still make that into something. You guys, we're crafters. We don't throw away scraps. We just don't. All right, so this is a piece of canvas, you guys. Just a regular old piece of canvas. We're going to go ahead and tape this down. Oh, the mugs are 16 ounces. I thought she was asking what size my press was. The press is huge. And the width, I guess you'd say, of that mug is about as much as my mug press will handle. But I can go long tumblers. All right, we're just taping this down to this board. And we're just going to give it a shot. We're going to see what happens. This is an 8.5 by 11 canvas, or no, this is a 9 by 12 piece of canvas. And we're just going to see what happens with it. So I've got this set for 360 at 60 seconds. And we're going to try canvas and just see what happens. So again, using parchment paper on top. I'm going to set this down on here. And we're just going to go. Am I going to put something underneath the canvas? I did not. I'm just going to go for it. And see what happens. Longer on canvas. Okay, we're going to do it twice then. We're going to do it twice. I can tell you it definitely has a different kind of odor. Possibly from whatever is coating the canvas itself. I'm being told I need to put something underneath it. I just don't know if I have anything that's that size that I can put underneath it. My mat is just fine. Oh, that's why. Okay. Because this is going to get super hot. You're right. My mat did. My mat did. My mat will be okay. Let's try one more time. This time I've got my mat under there. You guys are right. Pam says the odor is from the gesso coating on the canvas. So just stand back so you're not like inhaling it. Because it's quite strong. Vinyl place plant on this video. Promise me if vinyl place plant on this video, you won't laugh at me. Huh? What's a vinyl place plant? Kim, what did you mean by that? I'm just, whatever happens, happens, you guys. Deborah, the towel's going to be way too big. It's way too thick of a towel. We're just going to let the heat do the thing. This is a learning experience for all of us. Let's try it. Let's just see what happens. It needs more time. And it needs, you guys are probably right. I need to have something up underneath it. So we're not done yet. That's the great thing about having that, that tape on there, though, is that it doesn't move out of place as you're trying to manipulate this and figure out what to do. Use your wooden cutting board. I think I'm going to use 2 of these towels that I use for cleaning my stuff. Yep, I just pulled it up a little bit, and I could see that it was not ready yet. So let's stuff those under there. I have your attention? Okay, good. Let's try it again. Do I have a chubby square? I don't have. I do. They're still wrapped in plastic, and I don't want to unwrap them. And I don't want the plastic to melt on them. I'm being weird, right? I should just unwrap them and use them because 2 chubby squares would fit in here perfectly. And I know that. No, it has to be 2 chubby rectangles. I have 2 squares. That's right. I don't have 2 rectangles right now. That's right. Having fun? Absolutely. You guys, heat's the key word. Type heat in the comments. Grab some of these heat transfers. They're fun. Carolyn, I tried to put some towels under there, so we're going to see what happens now that I've got some towels under there. Sometimes use a book. That would work too. Well, you guys, honest to goodness, I think that the reason why this isn't more vibrant is because it's canvas. I've just done all of these other projects that turned out bright and vibrant because we're using sublimation stuff. This is not sublimation. This is not a sublimation surface. So it's definitely not going to be as bright, but I do think that it worked. And I think that it turned out well. And so here we go. Are you guys ready to see this? It's not going to be, so I ended up doing a total of 180 seconds. Total of 3 minutes. It's not going to be as bright and vibrant as the other ones, but did it work? Well, yes, my friend, it did work. But I used the same piece of parchment paper . No. You guys! Look at this. I got a design Can you guys see the design that kind of shadowed through there? Right there? It's the design from my towel transferred with that heat onto the back side of my board. So I would say use a piece of parchment paper between your towels and this. Yes, it would to get the full brightness. You would definitely want to use a sublimation spray or use something that's got 75% or 70% polyester. But I did get the design from my towels came through on there on the back side. So I would use, from the towel. So I would use a piece of parchment paper in the back here and then put whatever towel that you have in there. But listen, you guys, it's faded. I have washed that towel 100,000 times. So what you could definitely do is, if you wanted to, you could use this right here as like your coloring board, right? You can come back in with some paints if you want to, and you can paint that back up even darker, but then you've got the design right there as kind of your layout for that. Didn't you do canvas before of the birds? So with that though, I used a material that was flat, and then I stretched it over the material. And it wasn't a white canvas. It was a canvas material, not like this where it's got the gesso for a coating on it. But it wasn't quite the same kind of a project. So there it is, you guys. It definitely looks haunted, like faded. Faded. Okay? You could watercolor it in. You can, absolutely. It's Halloween, you guys. Absolutely. All right, you guys. So there's our projects for tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of the ones that we did all together. We made our attempt at this. We did our mug, which is now definitely cooled down at this point in time. We did our cool little koozie here. You guys, which one's your favorite out of all of them we did? And then we also did this right here, the happiness, the happy harvest, and we did the t-shirt. How do I make this so you can see it? I can't. You guys. I'm trying. All right, which one's your favorite, you guys? The shirt, the koozie. Carol says the flag and the cup. Super cute. I think my favorite's still a t-shirt. I love when you can do, and the koozie, the t-shirt and the koozie, I think. The ghost kitten on the koozie. The t-shirt. Making some smoke coming up from behind. Oh, there you go. Yeah. The shirt and the garden flag. All right, you guys. So there's our little tutorial for tonight. I hope that you all learned something and kind of get an idea of different things that you can do. Here's that shirt again. Looks so beautiful. Can't wait to wear this one. The ghost. And there we have it, you guys. If you haven't tried the heat sublimation transfers yet, I highly suggest them. They're so easy to do. They are so fun. You can make a ton of projects in no time at all. And that's it for tonight, you guys. So if you have any questions, send me a message. I'll get back with you tomorrow. I'm tired. I'm glad that I have minimal cleanup tonight, which is fantastic. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just going to go to bed. And I will see you guys back here again tomorrow night. You're right. You could definitely put some words where that came through and make that less noticeable. Absolutely. If you guys have any questions, send me a message. I'll get back with you tomorrow with your question because I need some sleep. And I'll be back again here tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern Time. Thank you guys all so much for joining me. And I'll see you again soon, okay? All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.